Tempi train crash, a state crime kept alive. 2.5 years after 57 people were killed near Tempi, Greece, the dead still haven't been allowed peace, and the living still haven't been allowed truth. What followed the collision was not an investigation worthy of a democracy, but a demolition job, physical, legal, and moral. The cover-up isn't a rumor, it's a daily practice. The crime scene was treated like trash, not evidence. Within days, heavy machinery cleared and buried critical material, while families were still searching for the missing. Internal accounts point to a rushed cleanup ordered at the highest levels, prioritizing optics over preservation of proof. Even the wreckage was allowed to sit exposed, weathered and tampered with, instead of being secured under chain of custody. This is how you erase a case before it's built. Institutional failures were known and remain. The official Rail and Air Accident Authority documented a system rotted through, non-functioning protection systems, poor training, gaps in procedures, and 17 urgent recommendations to fix basics that should never have been allowed to fail. 2 years on, the same authority and international reporting say safety gaps still persisted. That's not reform. That's continuity of risk and continuity of guilt. Narrative management trumped transparency. The government moved faster to control the story than to secure the evidence. Key footage only surfaced much later. New videos were drip-fed into the file long after they should have been seized and catalogued. Officials promised modern remote control and ETCS safeguards, again, later, and under massive pressure, while families were told to be patient and quiet. Meanwhile, relatives alleging a cover-up were smeared as political tools. This is how you manufacture fog. The families were forced into the role of investigators. They asked for basic science, full toxicology and histology, including exhumations where necessary, because the post-impact inferno's exact mechanism still matters. For years, they were stonewalled. Only now, after hunger strikes outside Parliament and nationwide protest, has a prosecutor moved to allow at least one exhumation, and only for DNA test and not all the necessary tests. Parents should not have to starve to unlock a right as simple as test my child's remains. Yet here we are. Evidence pathways were narrowed, delayed or muddied, from missing or late arriving recordings to fragmented electronic trails, from a parliamentary process that diffused responsibility across decades to allegations of audio tampering. The pattern is always the same. Stretch time, dilute focus, atomize blame. A judicial probe that should have been relentless became sluggish. Delay is policy. Policy is obstruction. Obstruction is cover-up. Tempi is not an accident that happened. It is an ongoing state of impunity. Call things by their names. When a state keeps the rails unsafe after a mass death, that is not an unfortunate lag. It is contempt for life. When families must fight for the right to examine their dead, that is not a legal complexity. It is cruelty as administration. When a site is bulldozed before the truth is secured, that is not incompetence. It is sabotage of justice. Tempi crime did not end on the night of the collision. It continues each day evidence is mishandled, each day data is withheld, each day the bereaved are mocked or ignored, each day the promised safety systems remain a press release instead of a safeguard. A state that can pour concrete faster than it can deliver truth is a state that chooses darkness. The way forward is not complicated. Expose and release every piece of evidence without exception. Allow every scientific test the families demand. Toxicology, histology, exhumations. Hold those at the top accountable, not just scapegoats at the bottom. Enforce every safety recommendation under public scrutiny, with independent verification and strict deadlines. Until that happens, stop hiding behind the excuse of human error. The Tempi train crash was not an accident. It was a state crime, and the cover-up that followed is an ongoing crime of its own. Justice for Tempi.
Until the end.